love this team. God, I love this team. I love this team. Too. Bruins, it is out. That is a 4-2 victory over the Columbus Blue Jackets. Welcome back to Into the Den, everybody. I'm your host, 100 Bex, and this was a very interesting game from the Bruins and a very, very heartfelt one as well. This was the game in which the Bruins organization decided to honor Bergeron becoming one of just 4 Bruins in existence to score 1,000 points in a career. There's a large standing ovation for him. They played a video of all of his major milestones, from his first goal, from his first NHL goal to his first NHL hat trick to his 100th assist, to his 300th point, 500th, 900th point, and then finally ending it off on that secondary assist on against the Tampa Bay Lightning earlier this year to give him his 1,000th point in the NHL. His 1,000th point. I am a little bit disappointed that they didn't show that show the thing from 2013. We all know which one. We all know which one. But we get a standing ovation for him. He ends up getting some really cool shit from I think like a custom bottle of like champagne or something like that, and a custom Rolex, and Don Sweeney. Don Sweeney. Don Sweeney looked like he would rather be anywhere else than right in the center of TD Garden, and I'm pretty sure that Cam Neely had to wheel him away immediately afterwards just to get him out of everybody's sight. But you could hear absolutely nobody cheering when Don Sweeney was on the ice presenting Bergeron with the golden stick. But that's not but that wasn't the only notable thing for this game. And this game also featured a really, really weird defensive structure from the Bruins. Just to take it back to the actual game and game plan for the Bruins. Bruins have still been a really high quality team, but as of late, it hasn't really come as easy. It hasn't really come as easy as it probably should. So Jim Montgomery decided, you know what? I'm going to switch up both the forward lines and the defensive line. So on the forward end, he switched it around so that Craig Smith is in for AJ Greer on the fourth line right wing, and he switched around on Hall and Zacha on the second and third line. So Hall is now back on the second line. Zacha's back on the third line, both at left wing. And then on defense, he just decided, you know what, we're gonna go back to like a month and a half ago. He put Grzelcyk on the top. He put Grzelcyk with McAvoy on the top pair, which I wholeheartely approve of. I love that. I freaking love that pair. He put Lindholm with Carlo on the second pair, and then on the final pair is probably the most effective. Is probably still one of the most effective third pairings in the league, with Forbort and Clifton. Not to mention, just to take you back to Patrice Bergeron. A little bit before this matinee started, Bergeron actually hashed out paperwork with still current governor Charlie Baker to officially make December 17th in Massachusetts Patrice Bergeron Day. And just, gosh, I love that. I mean, I feel like March 7th would probably be a little bit better. It would probably be a little bit better because, 3-7. But December 17th as Patrice Bergeron Day is I mean, he's done so much for this city. He has been pretty much an icon in the city ever since he came into the league back in 2003, 2004. And he deserves every bit. He deserves every bit of the recognition that he's got. The other big thing about this game is that Swayman is in net with some really weird sesame seed hamburger bun looking pass. Guess he decided to break out the old time pads. It's just to get a little bit of tear on them before before the Winter Classic happens. Anyway, puck drops and the game immediately starts with almost 6 minutes of consecutive play. No stoppage of the first 6 minutes of the game, and the Bruins finally start to find a rhythm in the last two of it. I mean, Columbus isn't really doing much. Daniil Tarasov is sort of backstopping them pretty well, but it's not like their offense is really doing them any favors. But yeah, the Bruins end up finding a little bit of rhythm in the last 2 minutes of the first 6, where we're just starting to finally start to get consecutive offensive entries. We're doing really well. Anyway, the Bruins kind of make a little bit of an enemy out of Vladislav Gavrikov, forcing him to take a few penalties. First of which being a holding penalty on holding penalty against Jake DeBrusk. That puts the Bruins on the power play. And a little bit into that first power play. I think it was Lindholm. Mails the puck right into Pasta's office. Pasta holds that puck on his stick. He holds it, fires, and I know that Daniil Tarasov is not supposed to be that amazing. He's not supposed to be like an insane goalie. I feel like a good chunk of the Blue Jackets fans, however many there are still around right now, considering how deep in the pit they are. I'm pretty sure a lot of Blue Jackets fans would rather have Elvis Merzlikins in net. But I know Tarasov is not supposed to be like the goalie number one in Columbus. But even still, how do you stop that? You don't. And that's exactly what happened. And Pastrnak ends up scoring on that shot, giving him his 20th goal of the season in just 30 games in. And honestly, the entire first 2 periods was the first 2 periods were almost entirely special team games. So you had the Bruins killing up to their. We had the Bruins killing up to 28 of their last 30, going all the way up to just a little bit into the second period. The Bruins take a few penalties themselves, but they don't. Columbus takes a few penalties themselves, but they don't really get any. But they don't score on it, and we go into the second period playing decently well. We don't. We find a little bit of we lose a little bit of ourselves at the start of the second, but we don't. But we eventually get it back. But even still, Daniil Tarasov, oh my God, the dude is playing out of his mind in this game. I don't know if he's necessarily making the same amount of insane saves that he did earlier this season against the Bruins, but he's definitely playing really well. And that sort of comes into play after Gaudreau goes for slashing and Marchand goes for cross-checking. on the same play. It's kind of funny. Johnny Gaudreau was just looking for just Marchand to go, and Marchand was looking for just Gaudreau to go. Oh, and the refs just said, "No, you're both going. You're both going." So we get 2 minutes of 4-on-4, except we actually don't. Less than 30, just over 30 seconds later, where the Bruins play like garbage on the first, play pretty bad on the first part of the 4-on-4. They lose the puck battle when they're on zone, and then eventually and I think it's Zacha and Pastrnak get a no, it's Zacha and Krejci go on a tear all the way up to the net. They completely blow it after Tarasov after Tarasov just gives up nothing. It just pretty much gives up the net. He abandons the net, and the Bruins still can't do anything. And then when it rains, it pours. Krejci ends up taking a high sticking penalty. That would go on, and for the next two, that would make the next 1 minute 24 seconds a 4-on-3. Eventually, Marchand and Gaudreau's penalties end up dying, and then when it rains, it pours. Carlos ends up breaking, and he tries to still play defense. Johnny Gaudreau kind of just laughs in everybody's face. He pushes the puck up to Boone Jenner, who's right on the crease, and Jenner just top shelves it over Swayman. It's a 1-0 game. I can't really blame Swayman for that. It's more of a I can't necessarily blame Swayman for that. The Bruins were kind of playing pretty bad in front of him on that one. But then we get the fourth line going to work, because the fourth line is one of the most hardworking lines that the Bruins have right now. Oh, and it's weird. You don't usually associate the fourth line with a team. You don't usually associate a team's best line with their bottom six, let alone their fourth line. And they eventually draw an interference, and Nick Foligno ends up drawing an interference penalty on Andrew Peeke. Yeah, Foligno was kind of an instigating little shit in this game. Face washing, giving a little bit of a face wash action to first game rookie Jake Christensen, and I was a little bit concerned that damn, is this going to be another game where he's like, yeah, I'm gonna fight someone who's playing in his first game. But no, it didn't happen. Instead, all he ended up getting ever was a high sticking on Christensen in the first period. But in the second period, Foligno ends up drawing an interference penalty from Andrew Peeke. In this power play, after the PP1 ends up kind of playing mid. Actually, no, it didn't really play mid. I forgot that Krejci's on the PP1 now. After a mid start to this power play, Pasta ends up leaving his office for a bit just to go get some coffee, and he gets his secretary David to fill in for him. Charlie ends up sending a little bit of mail to that office, and David Krejci ends up saying, "Okay, I guess I'll do what Pasta does," and immediately and just puts it on net. 2-1 Bruins. Period. Even to the third period, I love the Bruins, but it definitely feels like this game is still anyone's game, which is pretty not great when you just lost to the Coyotes is not a little bit ago, and you're going up against another team that's tanking for Bedard. Like, where is the Bruins killer instinct? And then they find it. After Jack Roslovic ends up high sticking, I think is Pavel Zacha. The Pasta ends up firing on net because it's a delayed penalty. So it's a 6-on-5. Jack Roslovic, Pasternak ends up firing, and Daniil Tarasov ends up saving it, and immediately after immediately afterward, Taylor Hall ends up picking up the rebound and scoring to put the Bruins up 3-1. I'm my words because I'm tired and I haven't. I'm tired and I'm still crunching for final. But don't put down that pencil right then because the Bruins are throwing another curveball your way. With 19 seconds later, Forward ends up driving to the net. Tarasov makes another save, and Tomasz Nosek ends up putting the fourth one in for the Bruins off the rebound. And TD Garden is alive all the way up until Pavel Zacha ends up holding Marchenko's stick, and Patrick Laine ends up looking at David Pastrnak and saying, "Hey, I can do that too." And yeah, Laine fires from Pasta's office is on the face-off in the face-off circle, on the left face-off circle, and the Bruins are now and now it's a 2-goal game. You go into the Ford F-150 Final 5, and the Jackets pull Daniil Tarasov, and then one of the most insane things happen. The puck is behind the net for Jeremy Swayman. Jeremy Swayman takes the puck, handles it, and then finds a lane and just fires it on net all the way, and then just fires it, almost scoring a goalie goal. Oh my God, how amazing that would have been. How amazing it would have been for Jeremy Swayman to score a goalie goal. But no, he missed it by 6 inches. Is just barely. It would have been. I would have freaked the fuck out. I would have. This game would have been. This would have been a lot less structured and a lot more like. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. But the Bruins do end up holding on, and we end the game with a 4-2 victory. 2 games left in this homestand. I think the Bruins are looking pretty good. I don't know if these next 2 games against Florida and Winnipeg are going to be amazing, but I mean, hey, we got to try. We got to put in a good effort against these guys, is because we can't just show that we're good against dead meat like Columbus. Yes. And I think that might be it. Yeah, I think that's it. So thank you all so much for watching. Quick like if you want. Down there. Right there is my channel. Right up there is my most recent video, and right down there is my twitch.tv channel and the donation link to Tampa Bay Thrives, just in case you want to donate to a charity that helps kids with mental health issues and with body image issues. We're almost a week away. We're just barely a week away from Christmas. Let's go into this letting everybody feel happy, making everybody feel happy. And my next game is on the 19th against the Florida Panthers, and I will see you guys on Monday. Take care.